Hi bullies and welcome back. Darker virus apps, a single tap was all it took and suddenly make your device explode. But don't want I'll protect you. Would you be scared if there was a picture on your piece of you watching who took that picture? This clip, you can get it done before the scariest thing I have to.
Does anyone know about that Saudi's video on the Islamic website? I'm from Egypt and a Muslim in Cairo. I was browsing YouTube back in 2009, before that movie that really fucked over Muslims in 2012. I was about to go to Newgrounds to play some Pico's school, but I received an NSN notification from my friend. He was scared after watching what he saw. It was a suspicious modified Killer Bean video on the Islamic website Way to Allah. I remember his last words were, "Please don't watch it because I'm traumatized." He corrected Allah, "Someone is coming here." I tried to talk to him on Skype, but he didn't answer, so I decided to see for myself if it was true or not. I went to that website and found the video in the Islamic cartoons category. The title was Strange. Like those Arab funny shit posts. So I downloaded the video and opened an image of Islamic prayer message next to the VLC for me to try to cast some demon. The video was Killer Bean to the party. The video started normally with Saudi music, considering the site is Islamic and doesn't accept Quran music, and even worse Arabic dubbing. Everything was fine. Images of Saudi product advertisements appeared moving erratically, using Sony Vegas, until Killer Bean crashed through the door with a car. Everything became corrupted in the video. Everything dark, wrong colors, blood on Beans, low quality voice, loud noises and screams, until the moment a Bean's dead body is shown disgustingly with a real person's face, and the nightmare of the video continues. I was not afraid, but how could an Egyptian man record something so bad on a computer speaking English? Soon everything becomes more violent. Killer Bean now has a disturbed smile and long eyes, and he kills the final villain Bean with a knife at high speed, which made my computer slow down. It then returns to normal speed. Now the video is completely dark, with nothing but Islamic text. Everything disappeared, everything was white, but it returned with Arabic text. Listen, he's going to speak. The video returns with everything red and black, without Killer Bean, showing Bean corpses, and then Killer Bean reappears with Arabic text.
مساء الخير، مورفين الموسى. هل تعتقد أنك أصبت جهاز الكمبيوتر الخاص بك بفيروس؟ هو سيء، أليس كذلك؟ شكرا للمشاهدة.
After that, finally an Islamic prayer chant could be played, but with loud screams of a dying person, which scared me. A flash of a corrupted Killer Bean face appeared as the screams continued. VLC and the Islamic text image automatically closed themselves. My wallpaper changed to a dark image, and the Windows XP theme was automatically changed to the classic 9X style theme. It was so traumatic. I didn't even realize this video existed, but why? I closed my microphone and stopped the hypercam recording. 2 days later, I went to my friend's house and spoke with his father. When I rang the bell, I told him where I was, and he said my friend was dead, but he let me take his son's things and his passwords, and I took them back to my apartment. I decided to check the things on his computer and found the file of the same video I watched. I decided to delete it, but it was open in an app. I closed VLC and managed to delete the video. I saw in the recycle bin that it was no longer there, but there's an image that I restored to see it. The image was just the Way to Allah logo inverted, and that's it. I talked about this on Facebook in 2015. People say it was an internet urban legend, and some remember and managed to remove the video from their computers. My deceased friend and I were the only ones who watched the complete video. I went back to the same Islamic website in my history to see if it was there, and the video was removed by the moderators. This was all a nightmare between 2009 and 2012. I was collecting mysteries for 3 years with my aunt and my friends, and finally I ended up with an answer pointed out by an international newspaper. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube and try to talk to BBC and NHK Japan. I plan to leave Egypt with my family of 17 and my friends to go to Japan in 2016 if it's alright. This is Morphin speaking, and I'll end here. Post made in 17th of September 2015. Hey, that is one day before my 13th birthday.
Oh boy, my heart, did you get scared too, lol? I've forgotten what it's called, Tufan 98. War, but let's just calls it a piece for now. Next clip. Noise, VDM monitor and keyboard on the SIG.
Thank you for download of easy quick tools. Please wait for automatic installation to proceed.
All my viewers.
So it's late at night, I have to whisper, but the computer restarted, and I don't know what's happening. I grabbed my camera because the video recording stopped. I'm really scared. I'm really scared. This is a family laptop. I really don't want to get in trouble. I really hope I don't get in trouble. Alright, so the mouse is working, which is good. See, it looks normal enough. Alright. What the fuck? Sorry, excuse me. Start auto rec. God. Do not touch power. Bye-bye. I'm really scared. I don't know what that picture was. That's loud. That's loud. I have to be quiet.
I had to decrease the audio so my ears get destroyed. Do you love your mom? Let's talk about someone that doesn't love their mom. Her name is Windows 666. This clip of you.
I'm sure you've heard of code names before, but this ain't the one you are familiar with. Code names are the holding names of Windows versions, before they hit the final version. When we were making a beta for Windows 7, we accidentally called the beta files Windows 666, and you can find these 666 files in current version of Windows, if you look hard enough. It was just a normal day at the Microsoft office. Everyone was working and doing their jobs normally. I got a strange call from an unknown number, kind of acting like someone needed help. I pick up the phone. Hello? I said in a kind, polite manner. Hi there, said the voice back. I then responded, thank you for calling Microsoft Technical Support. How can I assist you today? The voice responded, I need help with your Windows version. I then said, please specify the name of the Windows version. Is it Millennium 3.1, Windows for Workgroups 3.11, 95, 96, 98, and D 4.0, Microsoft Chicago, Microsoft Whistler, Windows Longhorn, Windows 2000, Windows XP, Windows Me, and D 5.0, etc.? The voice responded, Windows 666. I then responded, what is happening? The voice said, I'm not the problem here, it's you. The voice suddenly turned demonic and said, you're next. The phone immediately hung up. Just as I was about to leave my office for the day, all Windows computers showed a red screen of death. No, not from the PS2. It was the blue screen of death, but demonically altered. 66.6 started appearing everywhere on the Windows desktop and start menu, then suddenly flash red and white, and for a split second I saw the number 666, no 66.6, just 666. A rat attack in all computers in the vicinity of my computer were attacked by Amp Blast, and it wasn't normal. Blood red started illuminating the entire room, and into my eyes as well. I couldn't see the amp blast, because all the blood red was in the way. When the blood red was cleared, all computers were dead. Except for one. My computer. My office computer had stayed put. All other computers attacked by the amp blast were dead. Just as I was about to leave again, the error message sound boomed from the computer. I saw the following error, file, gal.dll is corrupted and has had to be closed. All data related to file has been removed. Afterwards another message arose on the screen. I got the following error, file, resop.exe created. Directory, not found. Another message box arose on the screen. It read, file, 666.eps created. Directory, c:/windows/system32/config/666/666.eps. One final message box arose on the screen. It read, directory, c/windows/system32/ is corrupted and has been deleted. 666.eps file moved to desktop. All other data related to directory has been removed. After that I got a Windows resolved. And when the computer rebooted, the following message arose, Windows could not start, because the following files are missing or corrupt. boot.ini, gal.dll, 666.eps. Please reinstall a copy of the above files. What was extremely terrifying was 666.eps was a required system directory file on my computer, even though it was created by Windows 66.6. And just like that, all the computers had died. I give you one final message.
Yes, of course, I totally got that. Anyway, let's continue. So I did some digging. There was a man who kept hearing someone whisper his name at home. At first his kids said it was just Seed, but the whispers kept coming soft, clear and closer each time. One day he called up, he swears he can still hear someone saying at
creepy language.
Up next we have a creepy songs that's from a whole another world. No, like literally bullies. It's from Warm Party Oj. Let's listen. Warm Party Oj contains strange sounds, so hear at your own risk. March 15, 2007. It was called Warm Party Oj. Sai died accidentally running the file, indiscriminately throwing new music albums. Other music format with not symptoms of slight dissy. The end of video sharp 2. Whoa, like this one time my friend was offered the answers to the homework by someone. Oh my gosh, bullies, I think you will be excited about the next 10. Are you ready? That's no name at Gizlock.
I am Ronald Rosefield, an employee of Nintendo and a detective. I've been involved with a case of one certain copy that was left unfinished and was sent back to the headquarters for further inspection of the copy of New Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe, which the witnesses have said to see some sort of disturbed Yoshi model. However, we at Nintendo said that it could be a glitch, but I thought otherwise. No further messing around, let's get into the tale of what happened to me in the Deluxe files. February 27, 2017. Everything was seemingly fine for the most part, only a few graphical glitches and bugs. All the levels seemed to be completely normal, only a few collisions errors were present within the game. Everything was fine, until we got onto the first fight with Boom Boom. The glitching started to occur and take a horrible toll on the TV we were using, frying the motherboard. Somehow someone managed to get the right timing to take a photo of the screen. My god, was it disturbing. The map was seemingly covered with this black glitchy mess, and most of it was going to Boom Boom's castle, and seemingly removed his eyes. But I saw something else, and I doubt even the photo has it at all. But I saw something in the water, something moving. It looked like Yoshi, but horribly malformed, with him being all black and white and his teeth looking oddly realistic. It was staring at me, unhinging its jaw before the screen went dark. I do not know if it was just a hallucination or something else. I did not get any sleep that night, wondering what caused it to seemingly bug out like that. I still do not know to this day. February 28, 2017. I went back to work even after the incident, however we had the police working with us this time around. Apparently the game was connected to a murder case and needed to be examined for any clues about the death of Mary Hollins, which made me think this game was haunted. But it wasn't, so I needed not to worry. They needed to search the files in case there were files discussing and involving the death of Mary. Eventually we found something in the files, a texture that was previously not there before. It was a small texture file, but something was wrong. This wasn't an ordinary texture. It seemed like it was corrupted by something. It had a message written on it, but yes, we didn't have any idea what it said, except for a few people who knew, just pure luck. Cal Fitzgerald was one of the only people to discern the text from the staticky corruption on the file. He said that it is saying, "I am here." At least he thought that it read those simple words. It turns out that further inspection actually got us to see the rest of the text, however this information will not be disclosed to the public. The game was not at all connected with the case, and we were left with an apology for the whole investigation that the police had going on. March 1st, 2017. This was a nightmare I would never forget. Something happened to the game, news saying that some kid stole the game we took for inspection. This kid's name was Tom Sheriff, and took the game so he could record the footage and post it on YouTube so he could get millions of views. We tracked his location so we could get there to take the game back. But when we got there, we saw something we wouldn't able to forget ever again. Tom was dead on the floor, his face seemingly caved in on itself. His body was still warm when we got there, and was the most terrifying sight we ever saw that day. His body was not bleeding, but instead cracking like a clay pot. Showing bone, nothing else. Someone went in to retrieve the game, and came out relatively okie dokie. But once we all saw the screen, we turned away out of disgust. Except me, staring into the screen without any fear. All I saw was some glitching and something seemingly forming in the broken colors, but what actually disturbed me was how it was seemingly similar to the thing I saw the other day. But suddenly, the screen lunged at me, and then I woke up in a cold sweat. I stayed up all night because of that weird dream. Hell, I even drew a few pieces of said dream. However, I will not show them. March 2nd, 2017. I came into the building, shaken up from that horrible nightmare. I sat on my desk chair and started to decompile the game code, while I just felt very off. Something was very wrong, as if I felt like something horrible was about to happen. Once we started playing, I just felt more and more nervous, like I was about to suffer a panic attack. I tried to keep calm, and it worked somewhat. However, during the level, something suddenly spawned in. This was the same thing that looked at me during my first ever playthrough of the damned game. It ran out from off screen, catching everyone off guard and started running at the player character. The way it looked so out of place made me laugh a bit before shifting into a bit of terror as I froze, staring at the screen of the telly, which was Luigi at the time of the incident happening. It severely corrupted the level, had a message forming that said, "Don't run from me," in white capitalized letters, and caught the player character, crashing the game and breaking the TV screen. We all decided to never let the game get into the public eye, thanks to what was in the game and what happened, but thanks to the thing just being the most freakiest thing that I have ever seen. It kinda stayed with me. Until now, which I'm relieved by that. However, something still haunts me, but I don't remember. But the end is just the beginning, I suppose. If there is an end to my fear, I guess we'll never know.
Someone grab a chainsaw and dead the hair thing. It's freaking haunted. Wolf woke woke. Let's just dead right there, Buster. It's not like I wasn't paying attention or anything, but for this next sound you have to pay attention. Just listen carefully, bullies.
The following was a blog post by John Goodman, posted on the 17th of August 2011. Included with it was a download link to $1.wave. The file in question has been converted to OGG format so that it may be uploaded to the wiki. Goodman mentioned in the post that he would be doing extensive research on the mysteries surrounding this file. If he reports anything back, it will be posted here. After my computer got burned to a crisp in a lightning storm, I was left with only my old computer. Fortunately, I had everything from my destroyed computer already backed up onto USB drives and CD-ROMs. My old computer was running Windows 98, and desperately needed an OS upgrade. It was time to search online for a new OS install disk that was at an affordable price. You might ask, why not just get a new computer? I would have, but because of the crappy economy, I didn't have the money to do so. So my only other option was to upgrade my old one. Anyway, I searched around eBay to see if anybody was selling a copy of Windows XP at an affordable price. There was no way my computer would be able to handle Windows Vista or 7, so I would just have to go with XP. Lo and behold, somebody was selling a full Windows XP clean install disk for only $1.45. Nobody else was bidding on it, so I placed mine. Even after I had placed my bid, nobody else did. Needless to say, I won the disc, with nobody else to challenge me. A few days later, I received the disc in a white envelope. I opened the envelope and pulled out the disc. It seemed just like any other XP bootable disc. I turned on my old computer and popped it in, and installed Windows XP as one normally would. While I waited for it to install, I popped some popcorn, took a dump, and watched some television, occasionally checking on the progress of the installation and responding to dialog boxes, entering the registration code, etc. Finally it finished installing, and I could use the computer. The first thing I did was transfer everything I had backed up from my destroyed computer to the old computer. CD after CD, USB drive after USB drive, and finally I got everything onto my computer the way I wanted it. I decided to randomly browse around the computer a little before I turned it off and get ready to go to bed. This random browsing led me to the C drive /Windows /media folder. Then I noticed a file in there called $1.wave. I didn't put the file on the computer, so I assumed it was installed along with all the other files in the folder. But I realized I didn't remember any such file ever being included with XP when I have had it on my destroyed computer, before I upgraded it to Windows 7. Curious, I double-clicked the file to open it. It was a very peculiar file. All I heard when I opened it was some weird static noise, almost as if it was some extremely distorted song. The file was just 4 solid minutes of this weird sound. It kind of creeped me out. I mean, it was nighttime, with my sleeping dog being my only company, and I find a file on my computer that I never put there, and wasn't part of the original XP installation, and all it is 4 minutes of weird static noise. Furthermore, it's in a system folder. Thinking it might be a virus of some sort, I scanned the file. Behold, one Trojan came up. I had no clue where I would have gotten it from. I'd barely been on the internet at all since Windows XP was fully installed. Suddenly I realized I'd seen a file with this same name flash for a split second on the screen as the disk installed all of the system files. I could only come to one conclusion: the disk had been tampered with. I decided to delete the Trojan, delete $1.wave, and do a full system scan with both of my antivirus programs, Malwarebytes' Anti-Malware and Microsoft Security Essentials. It was going to take a crap load of time to finish scanning, so I decided to go to bed while I waited. I still felt a bit mad that I'd went through all that time to finally get my computer set up and upgraded the way I wanted it, only to find out the install disk had been tampered with. I woke up the next morning, ate my breakfast, took a shower, brushed my teeth, and went into my computer room. I sat down at my computer and turned on the monitor, which I had turned off last night before I went to bed. I couldn't believe what I saw. My desktop background had been changed to a picture of a dollar bill. There were 2 errors saying that my 2 antiviruses had crashed, along with a bunch of other blank error dialogues that were all titled $1.wave, with a single OK button. Every icon on my desktop had been replaced with a shortcut to $1.wave, even the recycle bin. My start button now said $1.wave, and the usual flag icon was replaced with a $sign. When I clicked the start button, or in this case the $1.wave button, to bring up the $1.wave menu, every icon there was also replaced with $1.wave. The administrator name was changed to $1.wave, and the account picture was that of a dollar bill. I clicked Don't Send Report to both the errors saying Malwarebytes and Microsoft Security Essentials had crashed. I then clicked the OK button on each $1.wave error box. Okay, the screen was cleared of all of those windows now. I tried to reopen my antivirus programs, but they both gave me a blank error titled $1.wave. I clicked OK on those. I went to the $1.wave menu and clicked shut down, but I just got the familiar clunk error sound. I tried the power button. Nothing happened. Finally I just unplugged the computer and it finally shut off. I plugged it back in. I booted in safe mode and tried opening the antivirus programs there. But when I did, my computer made the weirdest noise ever and abruptly powered off. I tried pressing the power button, but nothing happened. It didn't even whir up. That freaking virus had completely destroyed my only remaining computer. And I hadn't even gotten it from a website or anything. It had come with my operating system. Well, that was that. I had to go get some things at the grocery store, so I left the house along with my dog. I have yet to earn enough money to buy myself a new computer. I do everything computer related on a friend's laptop that he generously lets me borrow when I need to check my email, do some.
He definitely wasn't having any fun there. Good. Roblox, it's actually real. We were all just hallucinating. Next of the nuke virus. Hopefully he knows how to cook fish, because that's probably the only thing he can eat. Oh, I mean the nukes video of the CAC.
His story in this narration was altered due to its unnecessary contents. It was to prevent cringe and idiotic randomness being put into my creepypasta narrations, despite the changes I randomly put into these stories. I can take this seriously that you guys love the show, SpongeBob SquarePants, that aired as a famous show since 1999 to forever on. That show was my brother's favorite 6 years ago, until he decided to love Rio and the Muppets. But now his story I need to tell you, is a lost SpongeBob episode DVD I found since 1 week yesterday. Here is how it went. I was at Walmart, getting some more Bluey toys and plushies, until I saw a DVD that caught my attention. I took the DVD, and noticed that it's a SpongeBob SquarePants DVD. The title was called SpongeBob SquarePants, The Nuke. The cover consisted of SpongeBob and his friends running away from what appeared to be a nuke missile coming down behind them. A yellow rectangle was shown on the top left corner, with words that read, June 21st, 2003. I felt confused about the title of the episode. Why does it say that? Does the DVD contains any other episodes? But I decided to think that it's just a sick joke. I got to the paying section. I bought the DVD and then went home. I then grabbed some of my chips and a soda before watching the episode. I then put the DVD in the disc player and began to watch the episode. It got to the Nickelodeon fish, the FBI warning screen, and the Paramount logo like normal. Instead of the DVD menu, it just took me to the episode. The intro
That sounds horribleness.
was normal, but there was a loud ambience of static, until when it got to the title card, it consisted the words, The Nuke, with an explosion background scene. There was no upbeat music, and there was no bubble transition. It started with Squidward watching TV with a relaxed face, until he noticed that on the TV was a nuke warning that read, Emergency Alert System. Civil Danger Emergency Message. For your area until further notice. KTLA-TV5. The sound effect of the nuke was heard in the background, like most times from those nuke warnings.
Oh no!
Squidward cried.
A nuke is about to destroy Bikini Bottom. Oh, barnacles!
He began to cry in confusion and horror. After 5 seconds, he freaked out and ran outside to the Krusty Krab, to where Mr. Krabs was keeping an eye out, while SpongeBob was doing his chef nonsense. He saw Squidward and said in the most disappointed tone,
Squidward, why are you scared? You're late.
Squidward then responded in a scared tone of voice.
There is a nuke coming to Bikini Bottom. I mean it.
Mr. Krabs was so confused.
What is a nuke?
He asked if he was mocked.
It's a missile that can destroy a whole country or city around the world.
Squidward responded, telling the truth.
Oh my goodness!
Mr. Krabs cried.
There is a nuke coming to Bikini Bottom?
SpongeBob asked in fear, coming out of the kitchen.
Yes!
Squidward responded, before taking the two running out with them to SpongeBob's home. He then ran to Sandy's tree dome, where Sandy and Patrick are inside playing chess. Squidward cried out to them.
Sammy, Patrick, there is a nuke coming to Bikini Bottom.
There's a what?
Sandy and Patrick exclaimed in confusion and horror.
Come on, come with me to SpongeBob's home. We can hide from that missile before...
But before Squidward could say his sentence, a sound of a nuke missile was heard, along with the nuke alarm. Then it cuts to two white men in a live-action missile launch.
Time to say goodbye to Bikini Bottom,
said one of the white men.
We shall,
said the second white man. Then the first one pressed the button, and it sent the missile. Those sounds sounded realistic, like if a nuke was really heard from outside my window. I felt scared and was crying in horror as if my life was already over. But the good thing is that the nuke was not really happening. It cuts back to Squidward, and he felt like the nuke missile was already about to take down the sea.
Follow me, you two!
Squidward said as he lets Patrick and Sandy, with her suit on, run straight to SpongeBob's home. Larry, Girl, Mrs. Puff, SpongeBob's parents, Gary, Plankton, Karen, and all the other characters ran into SpongeBob's home, with SpongeBob opening the door frantically, letting them inside for help. As everybody, including the fish people, went inside of the home, Squidward frantically closed the door and let out a deep breath of relief.
Okay, everybody, we're going to be safe right here in this place for the longest while.
Squidward said.
Are you kidding me?
Asked Plankton angrily.
We are gonna die here when the new kids are spawned.
I was shocked at this point. They never said bye in a cartoon children's show like this.
This has to be a joke,
said one of the female fish.
I think that too,
said one of the male fish.
You know what? What is this kind of stuff anyway?
Mr. Krabs said. Then everybody began to argue what the whole prank was about. Squidward tried to comfort them to stop arguing.
Quiet!
SpongeBob held before calming down.
It is true.
I agree.
Sandy said.
Give him my nene, guys.
Mr. Krabs said, finally realizing what Squidward meant. Then they overheard the sound of the nuke coming to the spot, to where everybody was.
Oh no!
Larry said, scared. Cried Sandy, as all the characters went in different spots screaming. Squidward was just standing there, looking up at the ceiling with a depressed look. He then said, crouching down in socks, still looking.
Well done. I think it's time our sacrifice has been united to be with your home. Goodbye, Bikini Bottom. Goodbye to my friends. Goodbye to my clarinet. And most of all, goodbye to myself.
Before the nuke struck, one of the fish siblings started sobbing.
I don't want to die, Father.
Then, the nuke made impact. Then it faded to white, only to hear the screaming of SpongeBob and the explosion of the nuke heard. Then the episode ended with the two scientists floating over the site.
well done. SpongeBob is dead.
One of them said, as the credits played with the sound of the scientists laughing. Then it went to the usual United Plankton Pictures logo, and then went to the fish ID with the usual copyright. Unlike the other lost episodes, it was normal. Just then, the disc ejected itself, and my DVD player just shut off by itself. I was appalled by this episode. I decided to tell Nickelodeon and Paul Tibbitt. Here's what Nickelodeon said. We are so sorry about this episode scaring you. We don't know what just went on. We don't know how in the world you found it. Well, before Steven Hillenburg died in 2018, in 2003, Hillenburg was planning this episode, but he was devastated. He then hid it in the SpongeBob vault, a vault where the unaired SpongeBob episodes would be put. However, he didn't want it out of the vault. After that, here's what Tibby said. Thank you for contacting me. And yes, I was ashore.
Buff I can't turn on. The only time I go see is in my bathtub. Just extremely gross to look at. Never mind, I've seen enough. Awful gross. Make sure to wear your fastest food bullies. But they were actually full gore and gross stuff. You yuck, I can't search that stuff without throwing up. Take a look tomorrow morning.
Have you ever heard of a game called Incredibox? Well, my friend is into it. If you don't know it, let me explain. Pretty much, Incredibox is a music game where you place characters, 5 beats, 5 effects, 5 melodies and 5 voices to make a song, with a limit of 7 characters each. Not to be confused with the godforsaken Sprunky, of course, although its popularity spawned a lot of sus content advertised to impressionable lads on YouTube. It's gotten popular, so people make mobs of it. Some horror, some joke, some normal. Of course, however, when things get popular, there's bootlegs of it. My friend, who is much more into Incredibox than I am, has a YouTube account, and he posts every now and then. Recently we were working on a video called, Playing Goofy-Ass Rip-Offs of Games. One of the games he found a rip-off was Incredibox. He thought it was hilarious by the looks. Keyword, thought. I was admittedly chuckling, so we had to give it a whirl. It was a browser game which was simply called Incredible Musical Box. When we started playing the game, there was a detail which cracked us up so hard, you had to pay music coins, or watch ads to unlock some characters. The only ones we had so far were Beat 1, Effect 1, Melody 1, Voice 1, and also one extra character which would only exist in mobs if anything. We laughed uncontrollably during most of the experience. Another thing to take note is that some icons were blank. This made it funnier quite a bit. However, things turned awful when we finally got all the characters and could make a bonus or something like that. When we clicked the bonus, the game abruptly cut to black. Me and my friend could have sworn we saw all the icons being replaced with chainsaws, and Luna Law from Pokemon replacing everyone for some reason. Next thing you know, we were teleported to a completely different version. All the characters were the base, however, slowly progressing to have their heads split in half. The last one cut us to something which will probably haunt our minds forever, no doubt. Probably should be spelled correctly, you know. We were then cut to an empty screen, except some random song was slowed down to shit. I saw text on the screen saying, "This is what you wanted from me, right, Caleb? You always told me to look up and see the stars because they were pretty." I was freaking out, and I didn't know what to do anymore. However, we continued playing as I thought we were just hallucinating. Remember the key word, thought. What's the matter? It doesn't hurt anybody. Thought. We then cut to this godforsaken image. Goddamn girl. She's everywhere in my head now and I hate it. In the background was chainsaw noises and full-blown door noise, and also was that awful Tiny Tim song. I don't know the name of it, but it was horrible in this context. Also the face was moving, but I only got that frame. A full 20 seconds of that. Yes, that. It had then cut to a teenager running in the forest saying,
Beth? Beth! Where the hell are you? Please, it's not funny. You promised me you were going on a walk. Please, where the hell are you? I need to know. You're my damn sister.
He stopped talking for some time before he found Beth. When he did find her, he saw a corpse. It wasn't too visible, but you just knew it was a corpse. He said,
Oh my god, what the fuck, Beth? Why would you do that? Why? Beth, I can't let you end up like this. No. This isn't happening. No!
At this point, we were just shocked. Was this real? But that question couldn't be answered yet, as a few seconds later, text appeared on the screen saying, "I'm right here, Caleb." The screen slowly faded into a darkened figure, however yet again, it kind of looked like Luna Law. We could also hear humming in the background. This stayed on the screen for a whole minute until we cut to a literal gore image. Below it was a website link we dared not to go to. I'm blurring it, but you get the idea of what happened. That was just the rest of the gameplay. Nothing else. We were genuinely so shocked by this site in general, that we had to ask if we really wanted to work on the video. My friend said yes, however we obviously needed to remove this part from the video. I just have a few questions. Why the hell did this site even come into existence? Why is there so many relation to the moon? And most importantly, who is Beth, and who is Caleb?
Then all of a sudden I am speak in Tayu, tu yo of ayekbo, kabol, kiri, tu tuo that are so insane. Here is the video.
CraftHelmet.bg was a small Bulgarian fan forum dedicated to Minecraft, active around 2010 to 2012, right around the alpha stages of the game. It was hosted using a free PHP-based service with minimal moderation and a user base consisting of maybe 10 dozen active members. Most content revolved around seed sharing, modding, and texture packs. Sometime in early 2011, a thread appeared in one of the sections.
Mat,
voidseed_003.jar. Попаднах на някаква странна модификация в един
Oh, one. That's fake. I can't back.
за нея или да знае какво прави.
Which roughly translates to this. Mob. Voidseed_003.jar. I stumbled upon a strange mob from an old Russian site. Has anyone heard of it or know what it does? The post itself read as follows, translated to English. Good evening. I found this mob from an old and unstable Russian site while searching for alpha mobs. It's called voidseed_003.jar. No other details, just one instruction, play in survival. No cheats, no creative, must use headphones. It launches without the menu, just puts you directly in the world. From what I've managed to gather in my extremely short playthrough, if you stand long enough, you can hear a faint audible breathing. Not from mobs, but from the ground. I don't know anything more than that. I was too creeped out to keep going. He attached a jar file and a single corrupted screenshot titled uninvited.jpg. The image didn't open properly for most users. It was mostly gray static, broken pixels, and a thick horizontal smear of pure black near the bottom. The image and the jar file have both since been lost. The post stayed up for only about 6 hours. In that time, it received less than a dozen replies. Most were confused, skeptical, or assumed it was a troll mob, as was common back then. But a few users did report playing it. Their usernames and the corresponding replies have been purged, but fragments survived in quotes reposted by former moderator who archived some of the forum threads in a personal blog in 2013. The most disturbing reply came from a user with the handle Zelenkin. I tried the mod. I wish I hadn't. There was no sun, the lighting was wrong, there was only night and no day. I swear that entity was watching me from every direction. It won't stop stalking me. After I came in contact with it in one of the caves, my computer crashed and is now unusable. I am currently typing this on my father's laptop. If you come across this mob, for fuck's sake, do not play or download it. Another user, Top Minds, claimed that upon loading the mob, his Minecraft directory began creating folders titled in hexadecimal strings. Inside one was a plain text file that read only, "Your seed was accepted." Within 6 hours, the thread was deleted and the uploader's account was marked banned by request. According to backup logs from a user who scraped forum threads weekly, the entire mobs section was deleted shortly after, with a single thread renamed before being purged.
Някои семена не трябва да се сеят.
Some seeds should not be sown. The forum went offline permanently in March 2012. No 3-minute gameplay recording of Voidseed 3.jar. The file, called voidseed_last_clip.mp4, was found via a dead mega upload mirror posted to a Hungarian Minecraft fan blog. Only the snippet survived. The video starts normally enough, a player running and jumping through a biome in the middle of the night. They come across an empty cave and begin placing torches as they mine coal. Then about 30 seconds in, a not unexplainable sound plays. The player flinches but keeps digging. They soon stop placing torches and just wander deeper as it becomes so dark to the point where you couldn't make out anything, even with the brightness turned up. About a minute in, the screen becomes nearly pitch black. The HUD shows the player taking fall damage twice, implying they accidentally dropped down into a deeper shaft. Then comes the last 10 seconds. You can barely make out the hotbar and hearts. Suddenly a loud distorted scream erupts, followed by impossibly fast heavy footsteps pounding toward the player from somewhere unseen. The sound grows louder, too fast for any known mob. The video ends immediately, right at the moment the noise reaches its loudest point. No credits, no outro, just hard cut to black. That was the last confirmed trace of Voidseed 3.jar. No working copy has been found so far. And maybe, it's for the best. Because if you ever do somehow find that jar file again, if you come across a copy in some sketchy old archive, deep in some forgotten forum, or buried in a zip file, don't run it.
Oh really now well, that just sounds silly. And not gonna lie, it's kind of funny like imagined. It's basically game over once you were in. Beers are pretty cute, but you know what's cuters? And it's called Gas X. Anyway, let's go.
It was back in 2010 when I was 18, starting my first year of college. I had always been into game design, ever since I discovered Scratch when I was 15 in 2007. My love for creating games only grew as I got older, so when I saw that my college offered a course specifically focused on game design, I signed up immediately. I remember being inspired by games like Angry Birds and Plants vs. Zombies. Simple yet engaging concepts that caught fire on mobile platforms. I wanted to create something like that, something that people would enjoy, but with my own unique twist. That's when I came up with the idea for my game. The concept was straightforward, a virtual pet simulator, where players could take care of a variety of animals. You could choose from a clownfish, penguin, duck, frog, flamingo, cow or pig. It was like a Tamagotchi, but with one major difference: the pets couldn't die. The idea was to make the experience fun and stress-free, just pure wholesome entertainment. You could feed your pets, play with them through 10 different mini-games, and interact with them by tapping the screen. After months of hard work, I finally released the game. To my surprise, it actually gained a niche following. It wasn't a blockbuster hit, but it was popular enough on the App Store to make me feel proud of what I had created. For a while, everything was great. Then as soon as 2011 rolled around, things started to get strange. At first, I dismissed the few odd reviews from the game. People were claiming that their pets were acting weird, saying things like the animals would suddenly turn evil and start threatening them. They even mentioned that the game would show them mysterious photos, pictures of them, and even of their homes. I laughed it off as some elaborate prank. After all, I had written every line of code in that game myself. There was no way something like that could happen. But then it happened to me. I remember it vividly. I was playing with the clownfish in the game, just passing the time in my dorm room. Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. The clownfish suddenly stopped moving and looked right at me. I know it sounds crazy, but it felt like it was staring straight through the screen, directly into my eyes. Then the game froze. For a moment, I thought my phone had crashed, but then the screen flickered back to life. What I saw next made my blood run cold. The screen was filled with photos of me. My face, captured in a series of shocked expressions, just like the look I had at that moment. Then there were pictures of my dorm room, my college campus, even my parents' house back home. I remember dropping my iPhone 3G in sheer terror. I scrambled to pick it up and immediately shut it off. I was shaking, my mind racing with questions. How did this happen? I tried to tell myself it was just a glitch, that there was a logical explanation. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. Around 2 a.m., I heard a knock at my door. My heart stopped. I didn't have a roommate, so there was no one who would be knocking. I crept up to the door and looked through the peephole. No one was there. I checked the locks on the door and windows, making sure everything was secure before getting back into bed. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, wondering what was happening. Was it connected to the game? The next morning, I knew what I had to do. I pulled the game from the App Store. After a few months, I rebuilt the game from scratch using a different engine. When I finally released the new version, it worked perfectly. No glitches, no strange photos, nothing out of the ordinary. To this day, I never fully understood what happened with that first version of the game. Maybe it was a bug, something I missed. Or maybe, just maybe, there was something else, something that wasn't supposed to be there.
Is not real if it was. Well, virtual pets would have gotten shut down pretty quickly. Up next is the scariest thing. In a new game that looks innocent. Ick, get scared if you jump scare me with a Roblox. Wrong, take a look. Pepperoni. When you start the app for Roblox, loading screen appear for a few seconds, but the image change. Then, start a loud sound, and a new picture comes with a text on it. When you close the app, thing really gets started. Your background round change all the time to static picture, and on your phone comes the time message that a virus has been found. This will continue until your phone burned because the virus has goodbye it. Whoa, I think that's the darkest version of Roblox that you. Alright, yes, I went to virus apps just now, and I found something terror. You're actually gonna freak out when I show you in 3, 2, 1.
And the gift setup is so messed up. Flowers, a toy, even a drink. Those are things that should make someone feel happy or cared for. But instead they were used to trick her. Really sad. It really shows how dangerous social media is. And that is why we stay private here. All of us online, we stay private for safety and security. So, obviously let's stay safe online, okay? Especially from the weirdos on Roblox.
Kind of funny how science works, right? Also, it costs $60,000 to buy, so I won't wanna see me buy one. Now I am gonna scare. Have you ever played an app and it suddenly jump scared? Well, what if I told you that glitches was intentional because it's a virus? Yes. Fake Dana's World. Dana World is a well-known game, but there's also a version that pretends to be the game, but it's actually a virus. When you open the app, you will see a screen where you have to press start, and then you will be in the create a character section. You're finished, you have to press. If you hit, there will be a gore picture and a loud sound, and the app will close. Your phone will burn because the virus has walked in house it. The end of video. Don't worry, bullies, no one was seriously hurt. They were all told just like you. You can probably left a chair on your own. So I was glitch. I found this pull screen. It made my heart stop. Let's see if you were braver than me.
What the? Who's this runt? Thought he could bother me. Hey, and how am I supposed to express my displeasure? Is there... Let's see... I knew it, it's here. Alright, now I can definitely show who's boss here. Of course I agree, I'm sure this will work. Well, I think everything is fair here. Everything's really well done and the interface is pleasant. Alright, let's go. There we go, my first victim. It worked! What difference does it make? Now I can bother everyone. I'll annoy them. Alright, I'll try to enter my favorite mode. Now, what if I enter the one I haven't played yet? Hey, where did everyone go? This is getting weird. I guess I'll leave. Oh, this is some kind of a joke. Ha! Got it. Nothing worked. Ha! What if I keep annoying them even more? They're funny. Ew. No, this doesn't feel like a joke. It's more scary than funny. What was that? I hope it won't happen again. I wonder if there are already players here. Hey, where am I? This is definitely not Adopt Me. Ah! Oh, is that it? Where am I now? Damn it, what is that creature? Oh no, no, no! Fuck! What the hell is going on here? You again! I won't do it anymore! No! Yes, I agree to just stop this. Hey, what kind of nonsense is this? Oh, well, okay. I've had enough. Hey, I'm not going to do... Oh, I hope I get my Robux back.
I got a call and they told me that instead of studying, you're playing with your stupid toys and even insulting other kids.
It's over. I am dead, my heart. Okay, so you see why I am complaining, right? So, are you good at paying attention? Do you have it like me? Here's a video then. Read WhatsApp. Read WhatsApp is an app looks like WhatsApp, but in red. Only that this app is spyware and a hack. When you go into the app, it asks you for access to your data. The app has access to your device, and it uses your data such as online account, bank, phone number to do bad things. Be careful what you download. Sadly, bullies, this is, it's just so sad. I don't wanna talk about it anymore.